Howdy guys, what's up? First lesson for 2016. Hope you guys have all had a delightful Christmas and New Year's. Today we're going to be looking at the sixth solo from We Stitch These Wounds by Black Veil Brides. Don't personally love the band, but I think this solo is a complete win, so let's take a look. Alright guys, before we get too excited, we just need to talk about the tuning. Most of the time Black Veil Brides are in drop C sharp tuning, and this song is no exception, which goes C sharp, G sharp, C sharp again, F sharp, A sharp, D sharp. So get yourselves in tune and we can get started. Alright guys, let's have a look at the first section. Keep in mind there is a harmony to this, up a third. I'm going to play the lower third if that makes sense. So we're going to start off on an open first string. I'm going to hit that twice. And then I'm going to play the second fret and then go back to an open note. At the end of that, I want to play 3, 2, open, and then I'm going to hammer back to 2 on the first string still. So all together, and I want to repeat that whole phrase twice. Okay, then I jump to 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then I play 2 of the 1st string, and then back to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, so to go. Now those 4 notes are the same, but the last 4 are exactly the same as what we had in the first group, which was 3, 2, open, and then the hammer on. So this little chunk goes. We should sort of have 3 mini chunks now. Hopefully that's making sense. And then I go. Once again, we're ending on the same 4 notes. But the next part, I was playing 5 of the first, 3 of the second, 3 of the first, 3 of the second. I was going from the pinky to the middle there, if you want to get sort of the most economic finger movement. At the end of that, I'm going 3, 2, open, and then hammering back to the 2. So we should have 4 little chunks now. Hopefully that's making sense. I want to borrow the first 3 again and then just have a variation on the 4th and the second half of this section. So all of that is exactly the same, we just work into this phrase. Let's slow that down. I'm doing a pull off from 8 to 7 on the first string, and then I'm hammering from 8 to 10 on the second. Okay? I want to jump back down to 7 of the first string and then play 10 of the second, so it'll go. At the end of that, I'm just going to pull off from 8 to 7 on the second string. And that's it. So let's try both halves back to back, and then we'll try the whole thing even slower with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. Alright guys, let's have a look at the second section. This starts off with a very nice, delicious shred run. I want to start from 7th fret of the 5th string. I'm going to play 7, 9, 10. Jump to the 4th and do the same pattern. And we're working with a very Very good time triplet emphasis here. So it's almost a good exercise in itself as well if you want to improve triplet shred. So we've got 7, 9, 10 on the 5th, same on the 4th. Then I shuffle across and play 9, 10, 12 on the 4th. Okay? After that, I'm dropping down to the 3rd string. I'm going to play 9, 11, 12, pointer ring pinky there. And then I shuffle across to play 11, 12, 14 on the 3rd. So we've got this so far. So we should have 5 triplets. We've got a single on the 5th, 2 on the 4th, and 2 triplets on the 3rd string as well. Okay, after that I'm going to play 10, 12, 13 on the 2nd, and then 12, 13, 15 on the 2nd. So I'm going to have a little shuffle there. So all together. Okay, at the end of that, I'm going to play 12, 14, 15 on the 1st string, and that's going to sort of end the more staccato part of the run that we're working to, which is a little bit more on the legato side. So we're going to have that sort of staccato shred into a little bit of legato. So ending on 12, 14, 15 on the 1st string, this is what that full shred at the start of this section should sound like. Pretty good times. Okay, so as I said before, we're getting quite legato-y here. I'm going to play 17 at the 1st string, and then I'm going to pull off 15, 14, and still working with a triplet emphasis, I might add. We're saying nice and jolly and pirate shanty-esque with our timing. I want to play 17, 15, 14, hammer back to the 15, then pull off to the 14. So we should be getting 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all out of that one pick. Okay, after that I jump to 17 at the 2nd string. Okay, then I jump back down to 14 at the 1st. At the end of that, I'm going to play 17 to 15 twice on the 2nd string, all in one pick. After I've done those 2 pull-offs, I'm going to jump to 13 at the 2nd string. So we're going to go... So all together the legato. Hopefully that's all making sense. And then we go. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing 17, 15 on the 1st string. I'm plucking all of these now. And then I'm ending on some sexy vibrato on 17 at the 2nd string. So we've got... Okay, now to finish it off. So let's go through that slowly. I've got a tone and a half bend. Yeah, it is a tone and a half. So we're bending 17 to 20 on the 2nd string, if you want that as a reference point. So I'm bending that up on the 2nd string. We're bringing it back down to its rest position and giving it some sexy vibrato, if you will. At the end of that, I want to slide into 12 with the 4th string, and then hit 14. Then I slide into 15 at the 2nd string, and then hit 17. And I think a little bit of vibrato on both of those sounds sexy. I'm really enjoying that word today, sorry guys. So let's go from the bendy bit, and then finish it off, and then we'll try the whole section from the shred run. Here we go. Alright, let's take it from the start of the section at a gentleman's speed and then even slower synthabs. One more time, synthabs. Alright, let's have a look at the 3rd section. We're going to start off with a tone and a half bend from 15 at the 1st string. So we're getting that 18th fret sound. Nice and big. We're going to hold that for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I want to do two slowish picks and then a triplet. So we're going to have... It's not a particularly fast triplet. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, pineapple. That's how I'm thinking of it. After we've done sort of the slow triplet, we're going to do 3 relatively fast triplets. So it'll go. So I got pineapple, 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 all on the beat, and at the end of that, So after I've done the 3 quick triplets, I'm going to play the 15 from the top of the bend, bring it down, and then pull off from 14 to 12. At the end of that, I'm going to hit 15 of the second string. So all together from the start. Okay, after that, I work a leading note, so playing 12 on the first string, just from the bar before the start of the triplet run. We'll have the leading note, and then from the 15 into that sexy business. So put the 12 leading in, and then I want to play 15 at the first string, working up a pentatonic with a few cheeky accidentals on the way. I'm going to do a pull off from 15 to 12 on the first and jump to 15 at the second. And then I want to play 12 of the first string and then pull off 15, 12 on the second. Okay, then I do a pull off from 15 to 12 on the second again, and then I want to jump to 15 of the third. Okay, and then I want to play 12 of the second and pull off 15, 14 on the third string. Let's try what we've got so far. Okay, and then I go. What I'm doing here is I'm going to pull off 15, 14, 12, and then I'm going to play 14 and pull that off, still on the third string, and then jump to 14 of the fourth string. So I go all together. Then we go, let's slow that down. I'm playing 12 of the third string, and then doing a pull off from 14 to 13 on the fourth, and at the end of that, I'm just doing a chromatic roll there. So it's going to go 14, 13, and then 14, 13, 12. Let's go from the leading note from the 12 now, and then work through that run nice and slow. Hopefully that's all making sense. Then we work into this phrase. Let's do that slowly. So I want to start off with a rolling sort of chromatic idea from 12 of the 5th. I'm going to pluck that and then hammer 13, 14. Still keeping it nice and bluesy around the sort of E minor pentatonic box. I think that's a hammer on as well. So I'm going 12, 13, 14, and then just 12, 14 on the 4th. Okay, and then I'm going to play 12 of the 3rd and then 14 of the 4th. So all together. And then back up to 14 of the 4th, so we're going. Okay, the next bit's a little bit strange. I'm going to play 12 and then bend the 14 to 16th. What's a full tone bend, really? And then I'm going to hit it at the top of that bend. It's a little bit strange, but I'll go. Then from there, now this is really strange because you're holding the top of the bend, but you also want to play 15 from the full tone bend. So it's quite strange. I'm going to hit the 15, bring the bend down, and then pull off 14, 12. At the end of that, I'm going to resolve that on 14 of the 4th string. I'm not sure what fingering is going to work for you guys. I would mess around with either trying a ring with a pinky on the 15 or bend up with the middle and try the ring on the 15. Whatever floats your boat, as they say in Australia. So, let's try and do the whole thing from that big bend on the 15th fret of the first string from the start of the section, and then we'll do it all again a little bit slower. One more time, some tabs. Okay guys, let's have a look at the 4th section. Most of this is going to take place around an E minor pentatonic, so it should be a pretty comfortable area. Let's start by playing 2 14s on the 4th string. Then I'm going to play 12 of the 3rd, then back up to 14 of the 4th string. At the end of that, I'm going to roll my ring finger down to 14 of the 3rd and do a pull off from 14 to 12, and then jump to 14 of the 4th to finish that. So the whole thing thus far. Okay, after that I work into this phrase. Let's slow that down. I'm going to play 12 of the second string and then do 2 pull-offs from 14 to 12 on the third string. Okay, and to finish that off, I play 14 of the fourth, then play 12 of the third. At the end of that, I've got another pull-off from 14 to 12. So that last chunk goes like this. All together. Hopefully that's making sense. Now I want to borrow the first kind of chunk of this. I think it's 7 notes. Yeah, that whole phrase up into there, we're just not going to play the second string. That whole phrase is going to be exactly the same. So this is what we should have thus far if we put that in again. Hopefully that's making sense. I want to jump now to 15 of the second string. Then I play 17 of the third. Then back to 15 of the second. At the end of that, I've got a full tone bend from 17 of the second string. Then I bring it down and give it some gentlemanly vibrato. So we've got all together. Hopefully that's all making sense. And then I work into the next phrase, which is really, really cool. There's a bit of string skippy stuff and a little bit of sweep arpeggio antics as well, which is always fun. Oh, there's nose rings, killing me. All right, so can we go from 14 of the fourth string now for this part? Then I'm going to skip to 12 of the second string and play 12, 13. When I get to that 13, I'm going to slide that over a full tone to 15th fret. And then I'm going to play 12, 13, sorry, 14 to 15 on the first string. And that's actually going to be a hammer on now that I think about it. Now phrasing wise, the next chunk's very similar as well. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing 16 of the fourth string, and then I'm playing 15 to 17 on the second string, and then when I get to that 17, I slide to 19. And I've got a hammer on from 15 to 17 on the first string. So all together. Hopefully that's all making sense, and then I go. So to finish off that little chunk before the sweeps, I'm going to play 17 of the fourth string and do a string skip 15, 17 on the second string as a hammer on, and then end on 15 of the first string. So all together. Okay, hopefully that's all making sense. Let's try the whole thing thus far from the start, and then we'll work on the sweep part. Okay, hopefully that's all making sense. Now I want to go from this arpeggio, which would essentially be E minor on the first string, just working through a 3-string arpeggio. So this is pretty meat and veg. I want to do a pull off from 19 to 15, and then play 17 of the second string, and then 16 of the third, and then make my way back. And this is quite triplety. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's just 2 triplets. I want to do basically 2 perfect groups of 6 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the third arpeggio I'm going to do is just going to end on the third string on 16. Okay, after that I'm going to play 17. So at the end of that, I've got a little run here playing 19, 17, 16 on the third and the fourth. Gotta go. And that's the whole section after the arpeggios. So let's take it slowly from the start, and then we'll try it again even slower with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. Okay, let's have a look at the last section. I want to start from 15 of the first string, and I'm going to do a pull off to 14, 12. And then I'm going to play 15 of the second string. and then I'm going to work my way back, which is going to do a hammer-on from 12 to 14 on the first. So all together. Okay, and then I want to do that whole idea again. Exactly the same thing twice. Okay, on the third group, however, I'm going to do the first 3 notes as the pull-off that we already know, which is 15, 12, 14. Sorry, 15, 14, 12. Then I'm going to skip to the third string and play 16, 14, 12. Okay, after that, I'm going to play 14 of the 4th string, so I go... At the end of that, I'm going to hammer on those 3 notes forwards now, so it's going to go 12, 14 to 16. So backwards and forwards. So all together. At the end of that, I'm ending with a hammer on from 12 to 14 on the first string. So all together a little bit slower one more time. Okay, we're going to do a very similar idea, but from 17 of the first string. We are sort of working with some string skip arpeggios there, so there's a bit of an arpeggioic inference, if such a term exists. I've just coined it. I want to play 17, 15, 14 on the first string, then play 17 of the second, and obviously we're rolling that as legato, and then I hammer 14 to 15, and I want to repeat those 6 notes one more time, so we're going to do 2 of those. Okay, the next phrase that I'm going to do, I'm going to play 17, 15, 14, and when I do the string skip, it goes 17, 16, 14 on the third. Okay, now the root note of that sort of semi-arpeggio idea is 16 of the 4th, and then I'm going to work it forwards, which is going to play 14, 16, 17 is a hammer on the third string, and then hammer 14, 15 to end it. So all together, this new chunk. Okay, so hopefully that's all making sense. Let's try both of those back to back, and then we'll get the last couple of chunks. Okay, now the next bit is a little bit cray-cray. Let's take our time with this. Let's slow that down. So I'm going to do 2 pull-offs from 19 to 17 on the first string rather, then play 20 of the first, 20 of the second string. Gosh damn it. So I do the double pull-off and then jump to 20 of the second string. And then what I want to do here is I'm going to play 17, 19 on the first string, and then I go, so that's all legato. So I'm doing 20 of the first string rolling 17, 19 to 17. Then I do the same thing on the second, 20, 19, 17 as rolling legato. So we're going to go. A very similar idea here. I'm going to do 2 pull-offs from 19 to 17 on the second string. And then I want to play 19 of the third. Then I want to play 17, 20 on the second. And I go. So this has got sort of a Paul Gilbert-y roll to it. I'm going to play 19, 20, 19, 17, and then resolve that to 19 of the third. So that was all in one pick, and then on the string change another pick there as well. So the latest chunk, nice and slow. Let's join those together. Hopefully that's all making sense. And then we've just got a couple of little shreds. I'm just working in sort of basic triplets. Nice and diatonic. So the first group I was playing 19, 17, 16 on the third and fourth string. And then I want to play 17, 16, 14, 17, 16, 14 on the third and fourth again. Still following the scale diatonically, I'm going to play 16, 14, 12 on the third and fourth. And the last one's the only one where it isn't the same thing twice. It's sort of got a bit of a Lydian shape here. I'm playing 14, 12, 11 on the third, and 14, 12, 10. So the shape's getting bigger on the fourth string. At the end of that, I'm going to slide from 13 to 17 on the second string. That's all after that big shred. Let's go right back to the start of the section with these little phrases. We'll put it all together and then we'll do it again even slower with some tabs. One more time, some tabs. And that was the solo from We Stitch These Wounds by Black Veil Brides. Hope you guys have enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe, it would help me out a lot. And I'll catch you all very soon for some more delightful lessons. See ya.